Welcome to Beyond the Shelf. I am Jenny.
And I'm Dawn.
And today we have a special guest with us, Lindsay Baumgardner. Great. I didn't even have to practice that to get it.
Good.
She is the director of our Orville YMCA. Thanks for joining us, Lindsay.
Thanks for having me.
So, Lindsay, tell us all about the YMCA.
Ooh, I don't know if we have enough time for that, but I'll start somewhere.
Thanks for joining us today, and we're glad you could come. No, we can narrow that down for you. When did you become the director?
I was the director on December 3rd of 2019. That was my first day.
Oh, and then the world shut down 3 months later.
Sure did.
I don't think it had anything to do with you, I'm sure. But
it was pretty lonely for a couple months.
I'm sure it was. Were you involved with the Y before that? Did you start off as a lifeguard?
I started at the Worcester branch as a fitness center attendant, just cleaning machines, started teaching a couple classes, and I'm sure, as you guys know at the library, that you just take on more responsibility and start doing other things, and I loved it. Mm-hmm. I love working for the Y. I love the Y's mission, and I just want to continue being part of that. So I worked my way up.
So what is the Y's mission?
Our mission is to put Christian principles into practice to build a healthy spirit, mind, and body for all. So basically we try to serve the whole person and all people.
And all people. I thought you said old people. The
That
whole
too.
person and the old people. All people. Okay, gotcha.
I had like a tiny moment of panic over here because you're like, you just started taking on more and more responsibilities, and now you're the director. And I'm like, I better step back and stop doing so much stuff here at the library.
Yeah.
I've already had people saying, Dawn, you'd be a great director. And I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want that responsibility.
Director Dawn.
So I know Lindsay because we do coffee and crafts together. Mm-hmm. So I know that the Y partners with the library. Are there other organizations that you partner with?
Yeah, we do a couple different things. We've partnered with O-Huddle to do babysitting classes for the students. They've come on field trips. We partner really well with the school because we have the only pool, like indoor pool, that's open year round. And they have swim team in the summer and in the winter. And then we have their sports teams come in and practice and do different activities in the pool, which is really beneficial for your body. And it's just something different that they don't get to do every day. So those are a few things I can think of off the top of my head.
Is the pool open again?
The pool is open.
All right.
What are the improvements that happened in the pool area?
Yeah, it had been a long time coming. We needed to paint the bottom, which doesn't get done very often, but makes a big difference. And we replaced a bunch of things that you don't get to see in the pump room: sand in the sand filter, new chemical controllers, all the stuff that basically makes the pool operate more efficiently.
Okay. I had to do some PT, and I was able to do it at the pool. So how are they affiliated with the YMCA? Are they separate, or they just use your building and your facility, or how does that work?
Yep. On-Site Therapy Solutions is their own business. They have 2 locations, one in Massillon and one in Orville, and that's at the Y. They have their offices there, and then they use our fitness center and our pool to meet with their clients. So basically they pay rent.
Okay.
We do really love having them in the facility. They're really beneficial because their clients get 20% off of membership if they decide to continue doing what they want to at the Y.
Yeah, no, I found it so beneficial. Doing water therapy is because I have as a joint issue, and water therapy is so much kinder on the joints than, and I thought it was funny they called it water therapy or land therapy. I don't know why, but calling it land therapy just made me giggle.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know. I wasn't.
Do you think it should just be regular therapy and water therapy?
Yeah, water therapy, or you're in a room.
That's really
I don't know. When I think of land, I think of the earth. Like I went out and had to dig a hole for my land therapy. I don't know.
I wonder if there's air therapy and fire therapy.
Sure. Pretty
Now
sure
we're just airbenders and waterbenders.
Yeah, that's where I was going. That's great.
I'm pretty sure for people with COPD, they do have air therapy. So, yeah, it is a thing. Thank you for answering that long, drawn-out, weirdo question of mine.
Love it.
So how many children's programs do you currently have going on right now at the Y?
Well, we have before and after school going on right now. That's basically childcare for parents that work or can't pick up their kids or drop them off as early as school starts. That goes on all school year. We do schools out daycare, snow daycare, and then in the summer, it's summer camp all day.
What is the age range for that?
That is kindergarten through, technically it's like age 12 recommended.
Okay.
We have a 14-year-old in the program that has special needs, so he's grandfathered in until he's 18, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So basically K through 6 about, okay. Also, do you rent out rooms? Because I think I have a friend that I think has done like family reunions there.
Yep.
So do you do that when you're closed, like after hours or whatever? Yeah.
We have like a big multi-purpose room that's used for sports and meetings and things. That tends to be where we do parties and different celebrations. And then you can rent the pool as well if you want to.
Okay. And you have a senior citizens, is that Tuesdays they come and play games or something?
We have a lot for seniors now. It's something we're really trying to grow, and we're actually funded by Orville United Way to do some of those programs. So they meet on Tuesdays and play euchre every Tuesday. Mondays it's Yahtzee, and then once a month we do the lunch and learns that are free with bingo, and we actually started senior social trips, and we call them actively aging, but in behind the scenes we get to call it AA, so they think it's funny. But they get to go places and have lunch together.
Introduce themselves every
not
time?
Not necessarily, no, but they get a good laugh out of it.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So as a director, do you have to oversee all of these activities? Like, do you have to make sure everything's running smoothly, or do you have like people below you that you can...
I sure do.
Delegate.
Yes, I could not do it by myself.
Okay.
I have a team of coordinators underneath me. Rob's in charge of the front desk, Katie's aquatics and senior programs, and then I have a sports director, Troy, and two childcare administrators, Audrey and Brenna. So we actually have a before and after school program at Smithville schools as well. So those are all run out of the Orville
That happens
branch.
at the school, or the school comes to you?
It happens at the school.
Oh, okay.
Some of their students do come to the Orville Y, depending on where they live, but there's 2 different programs.
So I don't know how many, a long time ago, several years ago, like you could join the YMCA, and then if you wanted to do like an aerobics class or a water aerobics class, you had to pay additional. But is that all included in the membership now?
Yep. Funny you say that, land and aquatic classes
Yes.
are covered with your membership. And the only additional fee we have now is 24/7 access. So you pay like $5 extra a month to get in after hours.
I didn't even know that was a possibility.
That's new, isn't it?
Yeah.
The 24/7.
Labor Day weekend is when we went 24/7.
Okay.
And the pool's open for people too?
The pool is not, no.
Oh, okay.
We have a hard enough time filling the lifeguard slots during the day. I could not imagine doing that at night.
Yeah.
You can get the fitness center in the lobby, and the bathrooms are open.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad the bathrooms are open.
Yeah,
'cause
you might need those.
You don't want to be the person cleaning up that.
Did you say it's an additional fee to do the 24/7 access?
Yes, it's $5 a month.
Oh, that's
For one adult, and then $10 for a couple. Or like our family memberships are all the kids in the household up to age 25 if they're like in college and living at home. So they could potentially do the 2 adults or 1 adult and a child that's over 18 could have access.
So like if I'm a mom and I have a 12-year-old, I can't bring my 12-year-old after hours,
Nope.
right? Okay. Have to be 18.
Based our processes off of the Wadsworth YMCA. They went 24/7 a few years ago, and we met with them and used the same company that they do to do the check-ins and the door system. And theirs was really successful, so we basically just followed their lead.
fantastic.
Yeah. So what kind of classes does the Y offer? And I think this was affiliated with you. We did CPR a couple years ago. That was you guys that kind of hosted that, right?
Yep.
You had the person come in and people could come and take the class. So.
Yeah, we still do that periodically. We have 2 CPR instructors and 1 lifeguard instructor on staff. So we do those whenever we need to. We do a lot of different types of classes. I think it's very similar to kind of what the library does. You guys have a wide array of arts and obviously book things and things like that, but you can pretty much do whatever you feel like doing. So we have specialty classes like the babysitting course, and obviously all the fitness classes. We have aquatic and land classes, but swim lessons are very, very regular. We have karate, we have gymnastics, all that good stuff.
So are you affiliated with the Orville City Pool at all? Does the Y
We
have
are
anything
not.
with them? Okay.
No. They operate on their own. You can get in the outdoor pools in Worcester, we run those pools, the Freelander Christmas Run, and then the splash pad in Worcester. So your membership gets you into those facilities in the summer. But
is the Orville Y a branch of the like Worcester or Wayne County then?
yeah, so we're the YMCA of Wayne County, and then Worcester and Orville branches fall underneath that.
Okay.
And then we have before and after school locations at schools, and then 2 childcare facilities, and soon to be a brand new one.
So doesn't a membership at the Orville Y get you into the Worcester Y as well, and vice versa?
And the natatorium at the high school. Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If I go on vacation and I have a YMCA membership, am I able to use it at any YMCA, like nationwide?
Yep, we participate in nationwide reciprocity is what that's called. You just have to use your home Y 50% of the time, at least.
Okay.
If you, like, go on vacation, you can always call ahead and just say, hey, I'm from out of town. Will you accept me in there? And they should. Sometimes they'll have, like, a $1 fee or something. Ours does not. We accept everybody, and there's no charge. But that is the pretty cool thing about having a Y membership.
Yeah, that is pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Nice.
Dawn, I know you're going on vacation in a couple weeks. You take your YMCA card and visit.
I don't have a Y membership.
That's why I brought that up. Tell us, how do you become a YMCA member?
Thank you for asking. It's really easy. You can go online to our website and sign up, or you can stop in. I do not recommend calling over the phone because there's a lot of paperwork involved. Stopping in is your easiest option because they will explain everything that's included with your membership and give you a tour of the facility, get you your card to check in, take your picture, that good stuff. It's very easy. You can do. We have, I think, about 10 different types of memberships we offer.
Wow.
And then you can pay different ways. So if you wanted to do monthly, you could out of a bank account or card. But if you only wanted to pay for 3 months up front, you could do that too. There's no discount as far as annual, like purchasing a full year. But some people like to do that and
Just
work.
so it's done.
Yeah, work might reimburse them too.
Do you have personal trainers on staff?
We have one, yes. Her name's
Okay.
Carrie McAllister.
Okay.
She teaches a bunch of classes, does her orientation, which you get for free with your membership. And then she does personal training as well.
And then there's an additional charge for that if you want to hire her to be
There
a personal
is.
trainer, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and we do have packages for that. You could buy in bulk and get a discount for that.
Buy a personal trainer in bulk.
Yeah.
And then
Carrie's
you
awesome.
bulk up. While you're
Oh
training.
my goodness, pun intended.
Since there's so much happening at the Y, I'm sure that there are some crazy or fun stories that you. Are there anything come to mind that
you can share?
That you can share? Yeah, of some adventures from the Y.
Oh, so many. I wish I could write a book, to be really honest.
We endorse this.
Still considering it. Just day in the life at the Y. We've had a lot of random accidents, I would call them. Just Tuesday night, the Worcester Y had a gas leak, and our CEO could smell it and got everybody out safely. Everybody's fine. They came and temporarily fixed it, but when it came to permanently fixing it, there was a beehive around where the gas leak was. So they needed to take care of the bees before they could take care of the gas leak. And that's
What?
just kind of like normal. That doesn't surprise anyone
So
anymore.
you just expect chaos.
Yes. Yes.
It's probably a good mindset to have. Like, anything could happen.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go. Okay.
Oh, yeah. And when you work with kids, you really, really expect the unexpected.
Well, I would think that the gas leak would have put the bees to sleep and it would have been easier to move them.
That would have been nice.
Maybe the
Seems to
bees
me.
were immune to it. Maybe they caused it because they were like, this is our house now.
Yeah. little honey with your gas there. Yeah. Interesting. So how large is your staff just at Orville's?
At Orville, we have about 50 staff total.
Wow.
A lot of those are group exercise instructors. We have about 15 of those. And so they might only teach 1, 2, 3 hours a week. I'm the only full-time director at the facility. And then the coordinators, some of them are full-time and part-time. There's probably, I would say, a core staff of 10 people that are there consistently more than 5 hours a week.
Yeah.
So I am trying to remember this correctly. So you and I had presented to, I think it was 6th graders who were going to be 7th graders with Turning Point Coalition.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering right, you had mentioned that there's like a free membership for 7th graders.
Yeah, so it's the 8th graders.
It's 8th graders. Okay.
That has been done for a really long time with the Y. It just hasn't been promoted really well. And so the past couple of years, I've been really trying to get the word out that we offer free membership for 8th graders.
Okay.
A lot of people will say, why just 8th graders? That's not fair. I have other kids that could benefit from it. We offer scholarships. So even if you can't afford the total membership, come in and apply for a scholarship. You never know what you could get off of your membership and programs on top of that. 8th grade is a really important time in a child's life that could be very pivotal for them. I think that, and I even talked to the police department about this, this is where they're deciding, you know, what do they do with their free time and who are they really hanging out with and what's important to them. And I think that if we provide enough opportunities for them to safely have fun and do things that are good for them, there will be a lot less issues, you know, mental health issues, law issues, you know, things they shouldn't be doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's our purpose behind 8th grade memberships. We just want them to have a place to go.
Now, is that 8th grade memberships just for students that attend Orville, or is that for across the board if you're in 8th grade?
Across the board, yep. Homeschool,
Okay.
any school in the county. Great. I can't imagine anyone outside the county coming in, but a lot of Ys do that, so I would just recommend people to check with their local Y.
So if somebody from Massillon were to come, you'd be like, check with your local Y rather than...
Yeah, because it would probably be more beneficial for them to be closer to whatever...
For sure.
Where
they're
they
going
live.
to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
So what are the, other than like your 24/7 that you've just implemented, what is the hours that the Y is open?
We are open every day of the week, Monday through Friday, 5:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturdays 8 to 5, and Sundays 1 to 5.
When do you get off? Are you there? You're not there 7 days a week, are you? You personally?
It depends on the week. I love what I do, so it makes it easy for me. I work with what works for the Y, if that makes sense. And that's kind of nice because I can be really flexible. If I need to go to a doctor's appointment or help out a family member, I can make that happen. I am typically 9 to 5, but if we have an event going on I need to be at, or like the coffee and crafts, like I make time for that. And I come in the evenings or come in on the weekend to check on the pool or things that I feel are necessary to the operation of the facility.
What's the best way to find out what programs you have available? Do you have a website?
Yep, our website is ymcawayne.org. So Wayne as in Wayne County, WAYNE. YMCAWayne.org will take you straight to our website. Is YMCA Wayne County. There's no Orville website. There's no Worcester website. It's just YMCA Wayne County. And that will have pretty much everything on it. You can get lost in there. So you can like go down a rabbit hole. There's lots of information. If you're looking for something in particular, I always recommend stopping in. We do seasonal brochures, which are even better than the website because it has only for a certain amount of months, but it has better information on each of the programs.
Oh, okay.
So our fall one's out through, it kind of goes through December and they kind of overlap. So our December one will come out and go kind of through March.
Do you find yourself actually at the Y often, or are you? I feel like I see you everywhere. There are multiple places that I have encountered.
I feel like I'm
you.
everywhere. Yeah.
So
all day yesterday I was in Leadership Orville, so I wasn't at the Y at all. Today I have 3 different meetings or events, so I'm away from the Y again. I think it's nice that I'm able to do that because I like to be part of the community and make people know that the Y is here and like we want to help and be supportive. That's a big part of my job, is just being out and talking to people and seeing what needs are. But sometimes it's slow. Like in the summertime, I'm always at the Y because we have so many kids there all day long that I'm needed to be there. In the fall, there's so many programs, so many events. Like I have a Halloween event every weekend in October. And during the week.
I personally...
So I'm not going to be at the Y.
I am personally very impressed with how quickly I have seen you turn around a flyer for a program and turn around a program and be like, oh, you want to do this at the end of next month? Okay. XYZ, da-da-da, it's done. And Lindsay's like, here it is.
I've had lots of practice. that's where I started being the fitness, and then I went into sports. And so I was constantly creating programs and constantly promoting them. So I got really good at putting them in our system quickly, making flyers quickly. Thank you, Canva. Thank you to all those online things that have great themes on them for free, because I would probably be like, I don't know where to start if I didn't have that stuff.
If we were to have like a huge snowstorm and people like would lose electric or whatever, are you a shelter place?
We
for
are to
situations
an
like that?
extent. We have a signed agreement with Altman and then the Red Cross as well to be there to help, and we have a lot of showers, so like that's really nice to have if people need a place to go. We do, however, have a licensed childcare program, and so that brings a lot of things to questions about who's in our facility and when. If our childcare program is open, we need to be a lot more cautious about who's coming in, because we obviously can't have certain types of people in the facility around children that legally are not allowed to be. So there's a lot of hoops to jump through, but if something were to happen and our staff could get there safely and we can be open, we will be. That's a big part of what we do with childcare, because parents still have to go to work. And a lot of other employers are not as understanding about safety and other things, so we do what we can to be available.
Now, I know that we, as the library, as a public building in City Hall, will be a cooling center or a warming center, depending on the time of year. Are you that location too, that kind?
I'm not, and I think it's because of the childcare situation.
Yeah. Okay.
But on days where we have, like, there was a couple of days I think it was really hot outside, and I posted, if you need to come in and take a shower, you need to cool off, you need to get a bottle of water, come in and see us. If you can't be necessarily in the facility, we'll help you. We'll figure it out. I like being like a gap filler. I know a lot of people will say that, but I feel like a lot of organizations like the library or nonprofits are like that. We fill gaps when we see them just to help the community.
Yeah.
But
Other than memberships, do you have like fundraisers? How do you keep how do you keep things going financially at the Y?
It's hard to do. I would honestly say that if we had not merged with the Worcester branch in 2019, we would not be open.
Is that why the
Financially.
Dalton branch shut
That's
it
why the
down?
Downton branch shut down. Stark County tried to take it over and do things, but when you're not from Wayne County, and I'm not hating on anyone, it's hard to infiltrate and be part of things that already exist. And so we merged, and the Worcester branch has taken on a lot of our debt and to help us fix things and get things back in order. We're doing a lot better now, but if that had not happened, we would not be open.
Gotcha.
Now, we do have yearly fundraisers. In February, we do the February fundraiser is what we call it. It's our kickoff for the year. It's a different theme every year. This year is the Wise Gone Country. And then in May, we do a golf outing every year. Those are our two biggest fundraisers. We do annual campaigns. We do little tiny fundraisers. Like our childcare program always does a car wash and a bake sale in the summertime. They love doing it. So that's really what it's about. It's not necessarily about the money, but people are usually pretty supportive.
Since you have the on-site therapy, if they pay rent, that makes a difference. Probably helps too. I would
They
assume.
pay rent. Yeah, we have income from programs and things like that. United Way funds our childcare and our senior programs this year, and we apply for that every year. Honestly, people paying for their membership just makes such a big difference because we do provide financial aid scholarships to families for memberships and for programs, and childcare and all of that stuff can be scholarshiped. People that pay for their membership think it might just be a gym membership, but it's really not. You're helping us be able to give somebody a discount so they can be in a program. Teach a kid how to swim that might not be able to afford or have never been in a pool before. You'd be really surprised at how often that happens. We're applying for grants. We do a lot of grants. We'll be applying for swim lessons so that we can do free lessons for kids that qualify in the community. So we look for funding in a lot of different ways.
Yeah. Well, that's just a full-time job too. Just trying to
I am
the lights
almost
on.
sure as a kid that it was probably some city public funded program where I did swim lessons. I know it was at a public school or a public pool when I was a kid. So stuff like that is super important. Yeah.
And don't quote me on this because I don't know the exact statistic, but drowning is, I think, the number 2 cause of death, or the leading cause of death in toddlers under the age of 4. Very close to like the top 5 for younger kids that are like 4 to 9, I would say. And so I recommend everybody getting their kids into swim at some point or another, even if it's just for one session. We talk about water safety at every single class. You have to ask to get in the water, how to get out if you're not near a ladder, how to help a friend if they're struggling. So it is so important.
Yes, I agree.
For all ages to learn how to swim.
So I have 2 more questions. One, what's the difference between a YMCA and a YWCA? Or is there no difference anymore?
I don't know all the details behind that. YMCA is Young Men's Christian Association, and then W is Women's. Historically, the YMCA started as a men's organization in England where men were meeting, kind of doing like a Bible study, and then they wanted to just find ways to give back to the community. So that's how it started. And we know historically women haven't always had the same opportunity or allowed to do the same things as men. And so that, I think, is where YWCA came from. I don't know a lot of history about YWCA, but I do know that we go by the Y, brand-wise now, because we recognize that everybody is welcome at the YMCA. And it's obviously not just
even the
men
old
or
people.
women.
We already talked about that.
Yeah.
They can go to AA now.
Especially the old people.
So here's my last question. Do people make you sing the YMCA song all the time?
Yes and no, but I will do it every time.
Okay. You throw your arms
I
up
love
and do it. Yeah.
I love it. The parade is one of my favorite times of the year. We play that song on replay and people hear us coming and they know it's us. And I think we're the only organization that has their own song.
Yep.
And it's not really our song, but it works just fine.
That's cool.
I love it.
Okay, the for real last question is the question that we ask everybody.
Okay.
What are you currently reading, or can you share a favorite book or a favorite genre?
That's a great question. I never have time to read, but I do love reading.
I know, she's always so excited about it. She's like, I love to read.
I love looking at books. I love feeling books. I would much rather read a real book than on a Kindle, but I have done that as well. And the library is so awesome. Our local library, I can't not say that enough.
You can say it again.
I can say it again.
Yeah, sure.
I used to rent on my Kindle in college from the library here, and I still have my library card. The most recent set of books that I read was The Kessler Effect. I can't remember if I talked to you about it, but I accidentally read the 3rd one and didn't realize it. And it was really good, and I was like, oh no, I have to go back and read the other ones. So then I went back and read the other 2 in like one weekend.
I feel like you
Because
told
they
me
were
about
really
that
good
like
too.
a year ago.
Yeah.
Is that the last book that you read?
Yes.
Okay.
I started one over the summer and I got like 4 chapters in, but every time I start to read a book, I feel like something happens and I get taken away from like quiet to read because I cannot read at bedtime. I will fall asleep. I will fall right to sleep.
Okay.
Have you tried audiobooks?
I have not. My husband's a big fan. We
you should
listen to
give them
Harry
a try.
Potter and stuff on car trips, but it tends to switch to podcasts at some point.
Oh, well, there you go. Now you can listen to yourself.
That's right. I don't know if I want to do that, but
We listen to ourselves. You get used to it. Well, thanks for joining us today, telling us all about the why. Is there anything that we missed that you'd really like to make sure that everyone knows about the YMCA in particular?
I think that I just like to recognize that it's not just a workout facility. A lot of people think that it is a gym and swim. And I have people that come in just for coffee. I have people that come in just for social conversation because they're alone all the time. That's what we want to be. We want to be a facility building healthy spirit, mind, and body for all, no matter what you come to do at the Y. And so that's something I really try to push and want people to know.
Oh, great.
So thank you for having me. This was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Dawn, you want to tell us what we have coming up in October or November?
In
I'm
November.
sorry, November.
Whatever month it is now. They're all running together at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So the kids and teens can continue to read and vote for books for the Buckeye Book Award, which is a yearly award given to, I thought it was Ohio authors, but I don't think it is because I started looking up and there are a bunch of different authors, but not all. But it's children, middle grade teens. We have all the books that are nominated listed and the voting ballot things. They're just like little bookmarks that you can mark on. So that is continuing. Crafternoon is a program that happens on the first Friday of every month too. And this is for 3rd to 6th graders. There's one pretty much every time a new episode of Beyond the Shelf comes out. There's Crafternoon that day.
Well, there you go.
So That's
easy to remember.
So registration is preferred for that. But that's a fun children's program. They try out different like creative techniques and get to take home an art project every time.
And Coffee and Crafts, which we just spoke to Lindsay and Dawn, will be doing that Thursday, November 7th. What time will that start?
It's 6 to 7:30.
6 to 7:30. Okay. And the month of November, you'll be making decorative leaf bowls with fake leaves and Mod Podge. And so registration for, if it's November 7th, registration opens for that about, 2 weeks before?
It's like a week and a half, 2 weeks before. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. And how many people do you usually have? 20?
So we usually do have about 20. When we had our first one in September, it was fewer people, but that's getting back into things after the summer. So that just continues.
And then our book club will be discussing Killers of the Flower Moon by David Gran. And that will be on Thursday, the 14th of November at 10 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. are the two times that'll be available.
In November, we have our How To Festival, which is Saturday, the 9th, from 11 to 2. Everyone is invited to come and learn how to try to do something new. We have all these interactive stations from different organizations. Usually there's 3D printing. This year, we're going to have, I think, a cosplayer who's going to show you how to make cosplays and stuff like that, which I'm very excited about.
You should get a makeup artist that does like real, not like makes you beautiful, but like makes you look like a zombie or something. That might be fun.
That could be.
There you go.
That'd
Just
be great.
throwing that out there.
So we'll also have other artists, though, who will be showcasing their work, and they like to have little fun interactive art things that you can do, too. And Teen Book Box registration is happening again from the 11th to the 23rd, and so that pickup will be in December for Teen Book Boxes, and that is 6th to 12th grade, 12 to 18 years old. Register, tell me what you like to read.
Right. And so the library will be closed on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And then is Home for the Holidays happening the day after Thanksgiving?
It is, yes. So that is November 29th from 5 to 8 p.m. It's generally like downtown Orville, and then we always have activities and fun things inside the library.
Yes.
Open late. Last thing on my list of upcoming events is registration for the annual Reindeer Games story time, which is a special holiday story time that the children's department does every year. So the registration starts on Monday, November 25th. The actual story times are on December 10th, but they read like a story about reindeer, and they make like reindeer food and stuff. It's very cute and fun.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us for this episode of Beyond the Shelf. I'm Jenny.
And I'm Dawn.
And we'll see you at the library.